The package, formerly known as Fit for 55, has been published, marking the beginning of a new phase for the European Green Deal. With a 2-year build-up and plenty of controversies in public and behind closed doors, I wanted to take a step back and put what was published yesterday in a global context. There's been a lot written recently about the potential social impacts of this package, especially with regard to the expansion of carbon pricing to road transport and buildings. Commissioners were divided on Wednesday as they adopted the package, even if ultimately they backed the plans as drafted. There's a fear that higher costs could disadvantage at-risk citizens and ultimately undermine support for the climate agenda. There is no doubt that this is a package of measures dense with targets, mechanisms, and incentives delving into every element of the economy. This is ultimately how the EU does business. And there is certainly a justification for this. Progress has simply not been quick enough to date. And this package, if all goes according to plan, will stimulate the system change needed to deliver net zero. It is worth comparing this, however, with the approach taking shape across the Atlantic. In the USA, climate policies have become spending policies, with trillions of dollars of spending plans already agreed or put forward by congressional Democrats. Undoubtedly, this is a product of a divided political system, but we are seeing the emergence of a spend versus regulate gap. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has already made this comparison, saying that the steps being taken in the USA should be enough to exclude the country from the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, or CBAM. Indeed, the CBAM brings an international dimension to EU climate policy like no other. Regardless of the controversy attached to it, it will force the EU to consider and weigh up the many routes to climate action, contrasting it with their own. Ultimately, it poses the question, is our way the only way? The EU has stated its case with this package, but the work is just beginning. The substantial demands of analysing, negotiating and implementing this volume of legislation means Europe could easily stay focused inward rather than maintaining a global perspective. However, if climate action is to be effective, we need a global approach, strengthened by our natural partners across the Atlantic.